The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed or products endorsed are not necessarily those of KTOV and staff or management.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good morning to you, wherever you are. This is a Clara Luper radio show, and today's show is brought to you by your favorite barbershop, Gates Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Mr. Gates and Mr. Gamble are ready to take care of business. One of the most exciting experiences that I had last week was the fact that there was a young truck driver who drives from Chicago to Atlanta who came through Oklahoma City to get his hair cut at Gates Barbershop. Now, this is really interesting when you drive up and you see one of these huge trucks, and then you see a young, handsome man saying, "I'm getting my hair cut at Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma." Hometown AIGA is located at 2001 Northeast 23rd Street. Open 24 hours for your convenience. That's Hometown IGA in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. When anytime you talk to Dr. A.L. Dow, you are talking to walking history. His experiences have been like those of Crispus Attucks, Frederick Douglass, and others. He has been a fighter all his life, fighting for justice, liberty, and equality. Not only that, he went to college and then to school, medical school, and became an optometrist, and has been practicing in Oklahoma City for a number of years, and now he is ready to take care of your eyes, your children's eyes, specializing in senior citizens' eyes. Dr. A.L. Dow, located at 934 Northeast 8th Street. The telephone number is 235-0536. Do you need home health care? Have you just dreamed about having somebody to come into your home and help you do the things that you are not physically able to do? Then I would recommend Passion Home Health Care, located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street. Passion Home Health Care. You can give them a call. The telephone number is 943-5779. And let them take care of your relatives. They will come into your home. They will prepare meals. They will administer medicine. You will get the best in home care. Don't take my word for it. Call 943-5779. School is getting ready to start, and there are some students that are ready for school. They are ready because Johnson Sardinas, located at 1643 Northeast 50th Street and 2611 North Martin Luther King, have helped them to get ready. They have been experimenting with computers. They have been teaching numbers, reading, writing, and arithmetic, all at Johnson Sardinas Daycare Center. They're teaching self-motivation and self-pride. It's not surprising that the 1995 Freedom Fiesta Queen came out of Johnson Sardinas, that beautiful, talented Angel Smith. Johnson Sardinas, owned and operated by Mr. and Mrs. Paul Matthews. That's all at 2611 North Martin Luther King. You can call for after-school care. The telephone number is 427-5274. Or you can call 424-4656. And be sure and tell Mrs. Gloria Matthews that you heard about Johnson Sardinas on the Clara Luper radio show. Give me a free hand, and certainly we need a free hand. We need someone to take our senior citizens shopping, whether they're shopping for food or clothing. Then it's your time to call. Give me a free hand, 946-8928. 8. Marilyn Hildreth is standing by. Marilyn is your Allstate insurance agent. You may call her at your office 843-0811. And you need to talk to Marilyn. You need to talk to her about your insurance, your plans, the kind of insurance that you have always wanted but have not been able to get. Talk to Marilyn. You may call her at home, 427-8399. This is the Clara Luper radio show. Northeast Missionary Baptist Church is observing Annual Women's Day. That's August 26th and the 27th. That's today. Today, they will be starting a pre-Woman's Day praise and prayer service. Mrs. Phyllis Morris will be the speaker, and they will be starting at 9:30 a.m. Mrs. Morris is originally from Mobile, Alabama. She's the wife of the well-known Thomas Morris and the mother of Lisa and Mary, a member of the senior choir and one of the founders of the Northeast Missionary Baptist Church. Her work has been in the Missionary Society and in WMU. She is employed with the Campfire Boys and Girls Organization and is a member of the Business and Professional Women's Federated Club. Yes, she's a woman of much wisdom and knowledge, and she is going to speak at Northeast Baptist Church today at 9:30. Mrs. Janice Stafford is the chairperson for Women's Day in the pastor's Wallace C. Young. But on Sunday, August the 27th at 3 p.m., Mrs. Julia Scobie will be the guest speaker. She will be speaking on Great is Our Faithfulness. She's president of the Senior Usher Board, chairperson of the Constitution Committee, secretary of the NBC and of the Joys of Lydia Missionary Circle, second vice president of the WMU. Many of you know her through her educational achievements as a teacher and counselor in the Oklahoma City public school system. Those of you at Langston University rejoice with pride because she's a graduate of Langston University and has a master's degree from Oklahoma University. She has further educational achievements at the University of Central Oklahoma. Mrs. Scobie will be speaking tomorrow at 3 p.m. and the church is especially inviting you. Those of you that are sisters in the Phi Delta Kappa sorority, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, I know you will be there to support your sister. The Northeast Women's Chorus will sing and will be joined by women from other neighborhood churches, and you are invited. That's tomorrow at 3815 North Bartell Road in Forest Park. Let me repeat that at the Northeast Missionary Baptist Church, 3815 North Bartell Road. The Oklahoma Jazz Society Incorporated will be presenting their first annual Oklahoma Jazz Fest on Sunday, August the 27th at the Myriad Botanical Gardens, downtown Oklahoma City. They will be there from noon to 10 p.m. and it's free and open to the public. That jazz pianist, Lamont Johnson of the Black Entertainment Network, will be presented. Now, you know, those of you that love jazz, be sure and be there because Lamont Johnson will be there. The Lamont Johnson Quartet that's internationally known. Will perform also from 7:30 to 8:45 p.m. This is sponsored by the State Arts Council of Oklahoma, Oklahoma City Medallion, Oklahoma Entertainment News, the Black Chronicle, KVSP Power Jamming, and Tulsa's Fresh, KJMM. You are invited to attend. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank those of you that supported the activities of the Freedom Fiesta last week. It was a tremendous success. The parade was held in spite of the heat. He marched with dignity and with pride. How do you say thanks to the Oklahoma City Police Department and those that helped and participated in the parade? The fact that Mr. Latrell Bellows, who was the king of the Freedom Fiesta celebration, Angel Smith, the queen, and that lovely Miss Sadberry, who was Miss Freedom. It was a beautiful affair. Thanks those of you that came by Freedom Center and gave us your support on last Saturday. But most of all, we would like to thank those of you that participated in the Freedom Fiesta annual Clara Luper's dinner. That was some dinner. That was a dinner that people would be talking about for years to come. They would be talking about our honorees, and sometimes people get overlooked in the community. They would be talking about the purpose of that dinner, to see to it that we finish the job at Freedom Center, the job of placing great Americans on that south wall. And I would like to announce today that the south wall, that's the South Black History Wall, will be dedicated on October the 21st, 1995. Now, what will actually happen, and I want you to get your pencil and write this down, there will be a luncheon at 12 o'clock. You are invited to participate in this luncheon, and I know you are financially able to do it. You will have the opportunity to meet such honorees as Mrs. Freddie Stevens, who had 2 tables at the Clara Luper's dinner. You will be able to meet Mrs. M.L. Sanders, one of the great pioneers of all times. You will be able to see for yourself what some people say couldn't happen. They didn't believe that we could build a monument recognizing the contributions of blacks. They didn't believe that we could say thanks to Evelyn Pittman. Yes, Emily Freeman, J.J. Simmons, and others that are Dr. G.E. Finley, and others that will be on that south wall monument. That's going to be possible because you're going to help us do it. Tell me of people that perpetuate their history, and I will tell you about a great people. Those of you that are interested in attending that dedication induction luncheon, be sure and contact me. After the luncheon, there will be a dedication at 3 o'clock at Freedom Center. At that time, the wall will be unveiled, and you will see the beautiful picture of a Mrs. Blanchard Norman, Mr. Tom Norman, unsung heroes of the movement, but you will be able to see them. Not only that, you'll be able to take your children and your grandchildren and tell them the story of a Judge McDonald that fought for a great cause. You will be able to point with dignity to those men and women that fought to make this day possible. I make an appeal to the teachers in Oklahoma City and the principals, and I want to remind them that they need to know just a little history. They need to know that it was Emily Freeman that sued the Board of Education, was able to get equal pay for teachers, and I'm counting on the educators to support this program. October 21st, Calvin, we are going to dedicate the Black History Wall with its facts on black history. And it would be different. You know, when we first put it up, we had them running from north to south. Now we have one space where it would just be the 1600s, the 1700s, the 1800s, and 1900s. And on that south wall, that would be the picture of 17 outstanding Americans.
Now, Mom, I'm looking forward to that. I was fortunate enough to be at the Monday night meeting, and the Ron, the sign man, and the members of the youth council were all there, and that presentation of the check to go ahead and kind of get it started, but kind of finish it, to get it all together, was really inspiring. So I kind of feel like Brother Gates. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be exciting. I know it's going to be beautiful, and it's like we always say, you know, when you have someone here in Oklahoma City that comes in to visit you, take them by the Freedom Center, located there at 2609 North Martin Luther King. Look at it now. Look at the wall. Look at the monument. And I think it's been true all week. There have been buses of people that have come by there. If your family's having a reunion or something, invite them to go by there. There you will have an opportunity to see some living history, to understand some living history, and more than likely, with your Oklahoma contact, you're going to know someone on that monument, and deep in your heart, you're going to see where there's a role that you too can play to help make the Freedom Center, help Oklahoma City, and help all of us, to be extremely proud of our community, to want to make our community more beautiful. And, we're very fortunate, Mom, there at Freedom Center. That it's a group of dedicated youth members, and it's a consistent group of dedicated youth advisors that have worked hard and long. But then, without the help of the community, that is, a lot of people don't come to meetings. They don't do nothing. But every so often, you look up and there's $1 check, or a $2 check, or something that comes there to just say, keep on, keep it on. And the sense of pride that we all can develop in our community in the Northeast Quadrant and in the total Oklahoma City area. You got to go by Freedom Center to really understand what I'm saying, because it will make you want to do more than what you ever thought that you could do.
I would hate to be black or white and live in Oklahoma City and see a monument being put up to for my people, where they are black and white, and would not have made a contribution. And it's not too late now to contribute, because we are just halfway through what it takes. We didn't go a cheap route. We wanted the best, because we are building not for 1 year or 2 years, but that will be there for 100 years.
Well, it will be there, I'm certain, longer than that. But then as I'm thinking here, I was remembering when we were in Minneapolis, and on that radio show up there, and that young man said, "What, y'all got a monument down there? Black folk got a monument about black folk? Crispus Attucks on there, you on there, and she's on there." And we got to explaining to the community there in Minneapolis what we were doing at Freedom Center, and the radio show host, his name kind of passes me by, but I'm looking forward to him coming here to the city. But he said, "Man, I got to come by there and see that," And it's just those kind of things that when you go out and you be bragging, all you have to do is understand how hard, you've worked, the memberships that we sold, the cans that we brought in, the as I said earlier, the contributions, the catfish sandwiches, what is Mrs. Ford's little dollar?
No,
Cremishla with the blow pops and things, and how so many different age groups band together to help make this community a better place. And it starts right there at Freedom Center. But on the monument, it's a consistent question. And we only, and everybody asks it, They look around, they see different names, and they say, Calvin, why you all just have some, who's that president on there? You just have 3 presidents, United States presidents that are on the monument, Mom. And I don't understand the reasoning behind that. Would you explain that?
Okay, we have 3 presidents. We have Abraham
Lincoln. I'm talking about
we have 3 presidents on the monument, because it was Abraham Lincoln that signed the Emancipation Proclamation that freed 4.5 million slaves on that eventful day, January the 1st, 1863. We have John F. Kennedy on that monument, because he was the first president of the United States to say that segregation was a moral issue and it was wrong. We have Lyndon B. Johnson on that monument, because he was the president that signed the Civil Rights Bills of 1964 and 65. We've got to remember that all presidents were not in favor of civil rights for all people. Calvin, but last week you had the opportunity to see Mrs. Johnny Kimbrough, the lovely Mrs. Johnny Kimbrough, Mrs. Evelyn Lee. You saw Mrs. Deborah Jackson, Reverend Samuel Craig, James Graham, Sim Swinder, and Mr. George Hamilton in those awards. What did you think? Mom,
that was a beautiful affair, and everybody knows I take pictures, and I had taken pictures there at the event, so I've had the opportunity to relive that moment. And one of the high points of it was the speech that your sorority sister, one of my favorite attorneys, the past president of the NAACP Youth Council, made. And Alma Faye just shocked me. Alma Faye
Attorney
Elmer Faye. I just sat there and I had to stop what I was doing. I was trying to eat dinner while she was speaking, but I had to stop and really listen to that. And I've had the opportunity to listen to the tapes of it. That was a great speech. But the honorees, all of it just fit in so well. It looked like just a glove because of the fact that Elmer Faye was talking about being proud of yourself and going out and having some people, surrounding yourself with people that are proud of you and are working and trying to do something, and the importance of your own decisions. And those honorees that night, those are some people that have made and will continue, I'm certain, to make changes here in our city. And the trophies were beautiful. I mean, that eagle, oh, I don't know. But if you all don't know, you missed it. And I know the price of the dinner kind of scared a lot of people away. But
that didn't scare anybody. Anybody can pay $25 or $50 or
well, it was a $100 plate.
Sure, there were $100 plates. You have a lot of blacks in Oklahoma City and whites with good jobs. They could help, and I'm not in sympathy with them. Calvin, but one thing
Sam Craig and Graham and Mrs. Lee, you know, their emotions as they received their plaques and trophy was really fantastic. Then the expression on Mrs. Kimbrough's face and brother Sims, Sims Wendell, you know, his laughter and him looking for more time to say more there at the dinner was fantastic, you know. But the highlight of it all had to be the feeling that the family, that all of us that were there felt when Mrs. Deborah Jackson received her award. And that's just been, you know, just seeing that and knowing how hard that young lady has worked was an inspiration. I know everyone that was there got inspired by each one of the honorees, knowing their accomplishments and knowing what their plan. You could just feel that they have a great plan for the future here.
But for those of us that have worked in NAACP Youth Council, something was missing. The smiling face of a Mrs. Letty Ruth Hunter, who had never missed a meeting. But during the dinner, Mrs. Hunter was at Veterans Hospital at the bedside of her husband, William Hunter, one of the young men whose names and whose picture will be placed on the south side of the wall. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that on Thursday, Mr. William Hunter died at Veterans Hospital. It had been a long fight for Mr. Hunter, but it ended at 8:35 a.m. on last Thursday. The question that people will be asking in years to come, as they look at Mr. Hunter's picture on that south side wall, who was William Hunter? William Hunter was born in Tennessee. His family, looking for better opportunities, moved to Kansas, where in Kansas he attended school, and the family, still looking for better opportunities, moved to a young state, the state of Oklahoma, and settled in Luper, Oklahoma. There, Mr. Hunter became a member of the First Baptist Church. One thing that he had learned as a young man, as a young boy, was to work hard, and he continued to work hard. And finally he moved to Oklahoma City for better working opportunities. And in Oklahoma City he lived in Westtown and became a member of the Shiloh Baptist Church under the pastorate of Reverend Alston. He and my father served on the same deacon board. He was faithful. And then he moved to the east side of Oklahoma City and united with the Fifth Street Baptist Church. And then he was married to Letty Ruth Cooper, an AME Methodist, and finally moved to First AME Church, where he served. He served on the trustee board. He served for 3 times as chairperson of the Men's Day program, and led those men on not only to a spiritual victory, but to a financial victory. He supported his church not with talk, but with money, and time, and effort. But on Thursday at 8:35, Mr. Hunter went home to be with God. He was the first person to give a donation to the purchase of Freedom Center. He allowed a group of strange people to meet in his home where plans were made to buy Freedom Center at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue, and he continued to support it. He served as treasurer of the Freedom Center board. He worked hard until his health began to fail him. But even during that time, he supported Freedom Center by buying gumbo and catfish and allowing us to share those great moments of his life with his lovely wife, Letty Ruth. But it all ended. And I regret that he was not able to see his picture on that wall. He was not able to hear us tell the story of William Hunter, who did the best he could with what he had. But that story will be told and it will be repeated. And on October the 21st, when that wall is dedicated, people will see William Hunter, who worked at Tinkerfield for years and who helped to organize and develop the Tinkerfield Credit Union, serving there for over 22 years and becoming the president, the chairperson of the board of directors of Tinkerfield. And he was able to stand tall with his brothers and sisters and worked for the benefit of mankind. Many stories will be told about William Hunter. Stories of his participation in his neighborhood club. Stories of participation in his church. Freddie Williams and Thelma Parks will have a story to tell because he worked with them politically, organizing drives. Yes, William Hunter is dead. But he will continue to live in the memories of those that he touched. Memories, oh precious memories, how they linger. Mr. Hunter's services will be held on Monday at 1 p.m. at the First AME Church, located right off of 36 and Kelly in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You know, Letty's always on this show with me, and Letty would like to say thanks because you have come to her rescue. Her pastor, Reverend Davis, will be officiating at the services. That's at 1 p.m. Also today, we know that many things are happening. We are watching our people go home to be with God because we think of Mrs. Aline McMurray, whose services were held on Wednesday at the Northeast Missionary Baptist Church. But we think of her in a different way because the people in Arcadia knew her probably best. But what you probably didn't know, that her parents or grandparents were Simon Allensworth and Margaret Reese, who was among a small number of Negro families who participated in the Oklahoma Land Run on April the 22nd, 1889. The Allensworth and Reeses helped to settle the Oklahoma Territory. And Aline McMurray as a child came to love living on the farm. She was raised on the farm by her grandparents. And after the death of her grandfather in about 1928, she and her grandmother moved to Oklahoma City. But most of you will remember her as a lover of baseball. She even attended a World Series and was very partial to the National League team. But others will know her as a faithful Christian, a member of the Northeast Missionary Society, the Eastern Star, and the daughter of Isis. But most of you remember her as a faithful wife of Mr. W.E. McMurray, a member of Tabernacle Baptist Church. Yes, this is a Clara Luper radio show, and this part of the show has been in memory of our faithful people that have gone home to live with God. And we know, too, that, as Mahalia Jackson used to say, soon we all will be done with the troubles of the world and go home to live with God. It's time now for us to look to the future, and look into the future. I often tell you about weddings, but I would tell you about a wedding service that I want you to remember. We call her Angel, Angel Matoya. Well, Angel Matoya and Mark Andrew Williams was married last Saturday at 3 o'clock at the Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church. Reverend Eugene Weathers and Reverend Fred Elkins were in charge. They talked about love in their responsive reading. They talked about the future. And they talked about what marriage is all about. God put Adams to sleep and then took out a rib and made Eve. And I like this, and I know you're going to remember this. Adam went to sleep because if God had let him let him keep his eyes open and stay alert, he would have been telling God what kind of woman he wanted. He would have told God how long he wanted her hair, how big he wanted her legs, the size, and all of that. But he put Adam to sleep, and Adam didn't have a thing to say about how Eve looked. Maybe he would want her to be black, brown, yellow, red, I don't know. But anyway, God had Adam sleep, and Adam didn't have a word to say about how Eve should look. Now, the Reverend say that women are queens and should be treated as, and these are women who have volunteered to be a part of the Women's Day program or the Women's Day activities at Fifth Street Baptist Church. Now, Women's Day will be on September the 24th, 1995 at 3:30 p.m. It will be Women's Day all day. There will be Sunday school, and then at 11 o'clock they will have the usual worshiping service. Some of you will probably know some of these women, and you will be able to tell them, oh, I want to be there at your Women's Day activities. I want to be a part of it. Some of the committee leaders are Debbie Barnett, Jocelyn Brown, June Elkins, Roberta Ford, Sarita Ford, Betty Germany, Bertha Golston, Gloria Griffin, Marilyn Hildreth, Clay Jones, Gladys Kelly, Viola King, Lizzie Lewis, Luvella McCullen, Priscilla Matoya, Bernice McDaniel, Marie Moore, Sammy Rogers, Alma Salter, Anna Slaughter, Darlene Torrance, Suksha Turner, Emma Upshaw, Alma Faye Washington, Marva Williamson, Lucille Weekly, and Eugenia Zachary. Now, I want you to remember that these are some of your leaders for that Women's Day activities, and if you know any of them, I think it should be commendable. We are expecting, and I would like to make sure that I have the opportunity to talk to some of these women this morning. I want to see how they are doing. I want to see what they are doing and how they are doing. The Fifth Street Baptist Church, and we would like to talk to the members of that church. Luvella McCullen is the one that we shall talk to first. And if you're on the line, please hold, because I want to get through to the Fifth Street Baptist Church's women. We need to talk to you because I understand that you're really planning a good program. And I'm expecting Mrs. Anna Slaughter to call 672-1220, because truly I want you to tell me about your program and what you're doing. Mrs. Alma Salter, who will call me at 672-1220, and I want you to call me because I want to share you with the public. I understand that on Tuesday at 6 o'clock the group will meet in the lovely home of Mrs. Maggie Lawton, and that is really good news. Yes, it's time now for us to get our school books and go to school, and I want you students to be sure and be there at school. Now, you aren't going to school to run up and down the hall, but you're at school to learn, and don't you forget. Luvella, hello? Oh, it's such an honor. Hello?
Yes, good morning, Miss Luper.
Good morning, and how are you this beautiful day?
I'm fine, and yourself?
Oh, I'm really feeling good.
Well, fantastic.
I understand that you are part of that Fifth Street's Missionary Baptist Women's activities.
Yes, I am, and we're so excited about it. We're gonna have such a fantastic day. The women are so excited and out there working, trying to just make it the best day that we've ever had.
Well, I'm sure we will do it, and you're quite a young lady yourself. I saw that you were honored by your own sorority recently.
No, you're speaking of my sister, Louise.
Oh, good. I wanted you to say that because every time I see Luvella, I say, hello, Louise, and she tells me, I'm Luvella. I do it because I like to hear her say, I'm not Louise, I'm Luvella. Well, anyway, you are one of the leaders of the annual Women's Day activities. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Would you like to invite your friends and your relatives and all of those people from Dover, Oklahoma on up to come up to your Women's Day program?
Well, on behalf of our pastor, Reverend Elkins, and the Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church and the women of Fifth Street, I would like to invite all the people in Radio Land, Oklahoma City, and wherever to come out and help us have a fantastic day in the Lord on Sunday, September the 24th, 1995. We're going to be in service all day. We'll have a speaker by the name of Reverend Jamal Bryant at 11 o'clock and 3:30 p.m., and we're just going to just praise the Lord and just come together as a sisterhood.
Thank you so
and we'd
very
like for everybody to come out and
well,
help us do that.
Thank you so very, very kindly. That's at Fifth Street Baptist Church. Reverend Fred Elkins is the minister there, and certainly we want to make sure that everybody knows. And now you have told them, Mrs. McClellan, and they know. Okay, then.
Okay, thank you, Miss Luper.
And thank you.
Bye-bye.
This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and this portion of our show is being made possible by your Allstate insurance agent, Merlin Hildred.
You know where Merlin's located, don't you, Mom?
No, where is she?
She's
located?
right now. She's at the Douglas High School, no, Edwards Elementary School, but her office is located at 726 West Britain Road, and there they have the most. She has the most adequate and beautiful staff, with the exception of myself, you know. But everybody else there is beautiful, and they're willing to help, and they're willing to take care of all your insurance needs. And try it. Give them Merlin a call, 843-0811.
Don't call her until Monday night. She won't be in her office. You can call her.
But you can leave a tape.
Oh,
leave it
yeah,
on the
they
tape.
can leave a tape. Thank you,
Allstate and Merlin, they stay prepared. You're in
Okay.
good hands with Allstate, man.
Okay, Calvin, okay.
No.
Today we are talking about activities that are going on in our city, and we are extending to you an invitation. We are extending to you an invitation to be at the Northeast Missionary Baptist Church for their Women's Day on tomorrow. And many of you are already there, and you're listening to a mammoth address by Mrs. Morris. Speaking of activities, somewhere down the line we're going to talk about Hoffman, Oklahoma. And I have a friend out there who every time she sees me, she tries to tease me about Hoffman, Oklahoma. Now, I'm proud of Hoffman, Oklahoma, because we learn how to play with sticks. We learn how to play hopscotch. We learned more in Hoffman in one day than some of you city slickers learned in a lifetime. We learned how to catch grasshoppers and put them in a jar. And someday I'm going to take a whole load of you to Hoffman, and I guarantee you won't see nothing. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today's show is being made possible by your Allstate insurance agent, Merlin Hildred. And speaking of that, I know many of you are coming to Fifth Street Baptist Church, and the last 10 minutes of this show, I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell me if you are with me. If you are with me, baby, you stay with me. Don't leave now, because we have a long ways to go there, and they are preparing to continue a building program at Fifth Street Baptist Church, and many of you have been a part of it for years, and I know you want to be a part of it, and you will do your best to make all churches really go. And I would like certainly to thank you and thank you, thank you. Hello?
Clara.
Yes.
This is Alma.
Yes, Alma Salter. How are you this beautiful morning?
Sore throat, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. I caught cold at the beauty shop yesterday. Excuse me, at the beauty shop Thursday.
Well, I'm sure glad you caught it rather than it caught you.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get rid of it, so
Okay.
I'm going to garden and so forth. I told Calvin this is not the day. I don't feel up to it today.
Okay, darling.
And we'll do it the next time.
But one thing about it, your friends love you just as you are, and would you like to invite your friends to participate in your program?
We'll do it the next time.
Okay, she doesn't know that she's on the air already.
Oh, my goodness.
You're already on the air, so you might as well do it. We've listened to it. Just tell everybody to come out.
Well, we are having a Women's Day at my church on the 24th day of September. We're invited. We want bodies there. We want you to come out, see what we're doing, hear what we're saying, and see us in action. Because Fifth Street women are really going to put this program over real big, and we have some excellent speakers. All of you invited, all of our friends, all of our enemies, all of our relatives, be there.
All right.
Well, that's good
That's
enough.
good.
That's
Okay.
good enough. That's good enough. We played one on you, but that's all part of being a part of the show.
Okay.
Calvin is just grinning from ear to ear. Calvin, how did you like it?
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much, Mrs. Salter.
Now,
You know,
Calvin.
I'll see you Sunday morning, and then you
Calvin.
tell me. Yes, ma'am. But don't tell me now on air. Why don't you let me wait? Dean, put it on hold, and I'll come over there because I don't want everybody to hear this. But I'm listening to her. You know, it just makes me more anxious to be there at Fifth Street on that Women's Day. It's amazing and it's fun watching the women of Fifth Street getting it together and being able to get together. I know it's going to be a very dynamic program that's going to rock this city, going to shake this city, and inspire this city. I'm looking forward to the Women's Day program at Fifth Street Baptist Church, located there at 801 Northeast Fifth Street in the heart of Oklahoma City.
Well, thank you so very kindly, Calvin. It will be a great day. God has blessed Fifth Street Baptist Church that have survived through the years. Those of you who love that church, those of you that want to be a part of it, Alma Salter has told you that she wants you there to see. And those of you from out of town, we would like for you to wear white and join us as we march into the tune of We've Come This Far by Faith. And certainly that is true. This is the Clara Luper radio show. The NACP Youth Council will meet on Monday evening at 7 o'clock, and we would like to thank all of you that have your children involved in that educational experience. Mrs. Sandra Mitchell Oliver will be there. And congratulations to Sandra. Sandra has just gotten married, and she's all smiles. Well, Sandra, I'm a marriage counselor. If you ever need any help, be sure and come to me. I'm not going to reduce my price. I charge $500 an hour. I don't have many customers, but that's all right. I'm still a counselor, a marriage counselor. Sure, I'm going in business. These Republicans are not going to put me out of business. I might not have no customers, but I'm still in business. I don't give up easy. We stay in there and fight it out. We are talking about the Fifth Street Baptist Church. We are talking about Northeast Missionary Baptist Church. And I know all the women out there are involved in that program today, and they cannot call me. But if you want to talk about your church, you're sure welcome to talk about it, because those Fifth Street women are talking about their church. They are really talking. And they are talking about Jamal Bryant. They call him a voice in the wilderness. He has been anointed to preach the gospel. He brings good news in bad times and bind up the brokenhearted. He has preached in the United States, in Africa, especially, and then in the Caribbeans, and he also has preached in South Africa. If you don't believe he can preach, ask the Simmons, because the Simmons heard him speak last year, and they followed us on the Fifth Street, and they will be there. He is a witness of God's ability to utilize the young people to speak a new word to and do a new work for his people. And you be there. Jamal Bright will be there. Listen up, brothers. The chairman of the deacon board told the brothers to listen up because they had some good news. Well, this is it. Mrs. McDaniel?
Yes. Hello, Clara. How are you?
Oh, I'm real happy. I'm real excited today because
You really sound excited, and so am I.
Okay, what are
You
you
know
so
what
excited?
I'm so excited about is our Women's Day that's coming up. You know, I got thinking about it, and I said, this is going to be the greatest Women's Day that this street have had in many, many years.
Many, many years. Let's say as ever.
That's what?
And they've never had a Women's Day like this Women's Day because I've never had you on radio before. You are inviting all of your friends?
Right. And I'm telling you, I'm just inviting all of them. And one of the things I was thinking about, the lady asked me, said, what is your Women's Day? I said, well, we have a threefold Women's Day program this year. I said, the first thing is we are going out and find the law sheet. The next thing is we're going to contact every woman in our church, and we're going to, I would like for you to come to see a church crowned with women in white. And then I told her, I said, then last fall is we are building, we are adding on to our church. And, of course, money is not all of it because we're going to do some soul searching first. I said, then we're going to raise 20.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell people what you're going to raise. You don't never tell people your business.
I told her we're going to just raise enough money to complete our church.
Well, Mrs. McDaniels, I'm really happy, and I understand that you are one of the chairwomen of a group.
Yes.
Are you aware that you have to report out to Mrs. Lawton's on Tuesday?
Yes.
And you're inviting all of your friends and your relatives?
Oh, yes, and all of my community friends and even the churches that surround me. And I want everybody that can come, can walk, ride, crawl, or whatever, come be with us on that great day.
Okay, that will certainly be a great day, and I want to congratulate you and your committee, Sue Harvey, Florence Kemp, Josephine Smith, Deborah Smith, Barbara Spells, and Elvin Jackson. I know you're all going to do a great job.
Thank you. Yes, we're going to do a great job.
Well, thank you, Mrs. McDaniels.
Okay.
This is the Clara Luper radio show, and today we are talking to the women of the Fifth Street Baptist Church. And this part of our program is brought to you by your Allstate insurance agent, Merlin Hildred. Merlin, say if you need insurance any kind, talk to her. Her telephone number at home is 427-8399. Well, this is a day. You said I didn't talk much about our family reunion. It was something to talk about because the family was there in Wichita Falls, Texas, and for all of the Shepherds, the Hendersons, the Halls, the Shepherds again, you know, we spell our names 3 different ways because the brothers would get angry with one another and change the spelling of their name. One is 1P, others 2P, and others a P and a H. What? Oh, those Shepherds. But those Shepherds were down there. The next family reunion, which will be in 1997, will be held in Phoenix, Arizona. And we are asking those of you that are relatives to get in contact with us, especially Israel Shepherd. Hello? Hello? Calvin, how am I missing someone?
Hello.
Well, you're so anxious, Mom.
I am anxious. I'm excited.
I don't know why all you women at Fifth Street Baptist Church are so anxious to get on here and invite everybody to come there.
That's our job.
To
and
hear
that's
a great
what the Bible
speech and all
Don't
that.
do that to all of the world. And say say to some people. Yes, hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, Clara.
Hello.
This is Anna Slaughter.
Yes, Anna, how are you today?
I'm getting much better. My enthusiasm is building for that beautiful day of September the 24th when the women of Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church will celebrate their Women's Day.
Okay, now what role are you playing in it?
I'm one of the chairpersons of a group, and I have written a small playlet that we're going to put on that will give people an insight of the past, the present, and the future women of Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church. And we're just bursting with enthusiasm over that play and over the whole day. The whole day's program is going to be something to behold.
Okay, now, Anna, you say that you were doing a playlet on the past women. Who are some of the past women of the Fifth Street Baptist Church?
Some of the past women are Sister Theo Mathis, Sister Theodosia Crawford, Sister Billingsley, who was the wife of Reverend Billingsley,
It's so many of them who have made imprints upon Anna Balcom, Bertie Brookins, Elaine Miner, Roseola Dowdy, Sister Baldwin, Essie Anderson, Josephine McGee. We could just go on and on of many beautiful women of the past who established inroads into the Christian life of women of the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and so on.
And you have put that into a playlist.
Yes, because we have at Fifth Street Missionary Baptist Church a very rich heritage of women making strides in the Christian life.
Is it true that the women that you are looking back on, the women didn't have the jobs and opportunities that the present women have today?
Did not have the job opportunities of today, did not have the transportation that we have today, but yet those women were the ones that set the tone for Christian women. Many times they didn't have the monies that we have today. They didn't have the clothing that we had today. But one thing they had that carried them through was the Christian spirit, the Christ likeness within themselves to express to people the kind of person that our Lord and Savior was.
Well, you sound like you're really excited about that day.
I'm very excited. I'm always excited when we can project to the public the things that Christian women have done, will do, and are doing. We need more enthusiasm for Christians today.
But I understand that you're also talking about the future of Fifth Street Baptist Church and other churches.
Yes. We must develop in our young girls and our young women that kind of pride, but most of all, that kind of commitment to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to carry on the work that he left here for the Christian women to do. So we have to nurture them. We have to love them. We have to teach them. We have to discipline them so that they can carry on when we leave this scene that we call Earth.
Well, I would like to congratulate you, Anna Slaughter, and wish for you the best.
Thank you, Clara Luper, and please come out and see us on September the 24th, what the Christian women have done, are doing, and will do.
Well, if all those women from your little country hometown, Gary, Oklahoma, is that it?
Gary, Oklahoma.
Okay,
Gary, yes.
Well, the women from Hoffman, Oklahoma will be there because this evening I'll be going to a reception for Mary Jane Watkins in the home of the Howards. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell those Hoffman women, and we all be there. I'm going to ask all my class to be there. We don't have a 5.
Well, we don't have that many, but I've told the people in Gary when it is, and I will remind them again before then.
Okay. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and thank you for calling. And I will be talking, before we leave, I'll be talking to Theodis Payne. So, Mr. Payne, just hold on, because I wanted to hear from Novella. Do you have Miss Palmer?
No, I'm trying to reach Mrs. Palmer now, but I'm certain that she's waiting by the phone.
Well, anyway.
But, you know, all the Fifth Street women, I look like everybody's calling at one time.
Why can't we talk? This program is being made possible by Marilyn Hildred, your Allstate insurance agent. Yes, she is. She is at Fifth Street Baptist Church, and she loved her church so well until she said, well, Mama, put them on the air. Yes, Marilyn, I have them on the air. And I'm real excited because today there's a big football game I can't afford to miss. Theodis?
He's coming up, Mom. We're working on that now.
Okay.
But, you know, there is that big game everybody's looking forward to.
Tell me about that game.
Yeah, that's the, I think all of us who have young people that are affiliated with the YMCA and are working there, that work there, this is a big day for all of the participants in the YMCA Thunderbird program, the coaches, the players, the family. All of them are looking forward to it. And you as the general public, I invite you, this morning to go by and just see what some dedicated young men and young women are doing every day now. They out there
They
with those
work with
kids.
those young people.
They work
Well,
with
that's
them
a
and
good
give
way.
them some guidance, you know.
That's a good way to stop juvenile delinquency rather than have policemen standing on the corner. Because as you know, I'm not pleased at all with policemen standing telling me I can't go down a public street.
Well, that's on Sundays in Oklahoma City. And
Well, I think that's awful. Well,
isn't
anyway,
that something?
I'm going to
But then I
invite
know this
Lila
that
to talk about it.
I know this this morning starting I think 10 o'clock or 10 o'clock that
Well,
they
we
will be
gotta
at
hurry
Edwards
then,
Park and
because
Douglas Park.
We got to
They'll be
hurry then and get
participating.
out there because we want to see those games.
All of
See,
them.
Otis?
Yes, Mother.
Yes, honey.
Good morning. How you doing?
Oh, I'm really excited because I want to invite you to be my guest at Fifth Street Baptist Church and bring that beautiful wife of yours.
You know I'll be there, and I want to commend and congratulate the women of Fifth Street Baptist Church to continue the great work that they are doing, because we certainly need our women out front and beside us as well. And I want to thank Calvin for allowing me these 10 seconds to give us 10 seconds, Calvin. You get it? No,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
joking.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say, Theos. But it's always good to know that you're here in Oklahoma City, keeping your finger on the pulse of the community. And especially, I know that every time you hear that, you do listen to the Clara Luper Radio Show. We appreciate it and appreciate the job you're doing.
Well, I thank you very much. But in all sincerity, about 2 weeks ago, when the Coalition of Civic Leadership met, it was brought from the floor, coincidentally by Mother Clara, that the 23rd Street blockage is a problem in our community that have not had an opportunity to be discussed by the citizens of the community. So the Coalition of Civic Leadership will have an open meeting this Monday, the 28th at 5:30 at Emmanuel Baptist Church, where the persons that are responsible for the blockage will be there to entertain questions from you, the public. So we are encouraging and inviting each and every one of you that are interested in this city, more specifically the issue around the 23rd Street blockage, that our guests will be Councilwoman Willa Johnson, Ward 7 councilperson, as well as the Northeast District Association, which opposes the blockage of the 23rd Street corridor. So, again, I want to thank you, and I would be remiss if I didn't say to the public about the dinner last Saturday night that they missed. It was a great opportunity for people to come together and hear about things that we have taken advantage of. A lot of us that's 40 and under, we go in these restaurants and these hotels and on these jobs as if though nothing or it happened by coincidence, but it was that sit-in movement that gave us those opportunities. And I want to thank you, Mother, for inviting me, and I was really excited about it. I was somewhat discouraged that a lot of my peers wasn't there, but again, Calvin, we must do what we know is right, what's thus said the Lord, and keep that pulse on this community, because this is our community, and I'm looking forward to you being there, Calvin, our future elected person, to help entertain some of these questions to the people about the 23rd Street.
If all that happens, Theotis, you'll be one of the first to know. But I want you to keep listening to the Clara Luper Radio Show.
Okay.
You know, we're running out of time here, and I know
Thank
that
you
this
very
has been,
much.
We're running out of time, but we are not running out of love.
That's
No,
right.
Today
Thank
you have heard about some of the activities in Oklahoma. I told you last week about Coral, Oklahoma. This week we will be down in Coral, Oklahoma, because we are not going to let this superintendent get away. And I want you to know that we will be in Coral this week. In the meantime, this is Clara Luper saying, wherever you do and whatever you go, just remember that the women in Fifth Street Baptist Church and the women in Northeast are calling upon your help. If you would like to be a part of this program, all you have to do is to contact me. And don't forget, Mr. Hunter's funeral will be on Monday at exactly 1 o'clock. And this is Clara Luper saying to you, whatever you do, you better do something today. Somebody say, Clara, why do you have so many friends? I said, you're asking me the wrong question. You should ask me, why don't you have any? I have a lot of friends, and I have a lot of people that's going to help me whatever I do, because I saw a little boy that was hungry one day, and I bought him a hamburger. Clara Luper, and I say to you, wherever you are, bye-bye, and I do love you.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.